Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wellness and Faith with Sherry Wherry. I'm here to provide you with your Sunday inspiration. And so today we're going to talk about our new hashtag moment, which is do the impossible. And then we'll close out with the dose of spiritual wellness. So, with the story that we'll be using today for our hashtag moment of do the impossible, it is about Elijah and the story of the widow. An emphasis on his name because there's also a prophet by the name of Elisha in the Old Testament. And then there's other stories about widows as well. So this particular story that we will be talking about today is with Elijah, and that is found in 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 7 through 16. And so what happens is that there was a famine where Elijah was living, and initially God was providing for Elijah by a brook. So when the brook dried up, Elijah told him like, hey, yo, go into the next town. There's a widow there that I've already appointed to provide for you, and everything's going to be fine. So he goes into the town and he's sitting by the well, and there's a widow who actually comes up to the well. So he asks her for some water. And as she's going to get him some water, he also asks for a cake or a piece of bread. And so she lets him know that she only had enough flour and oil to make a piece of bread for herself and for her son, and then they were preparing to die. And so Elijah told her, hey, make me a piece of bread first. Your oil and your flour is not going to run out. And then make some bread for you and your son. And so she went and she did exactly what he said. And sure enough, the flour and the oil did not run out, not just on that day, but throughout the rest of the time that there was the famine that was going on. What's so awesome about this story is that the woman, even though she didn't tell Elijah all of this when she first was going to get him some water, in her mind, she was like, I only have this little bit. This little bit is not enough to sustain us. And so we're going to consume this little bit of food that we have, and then that's the end of our lives. So she had already made up in her mind that she was on the verge of the end of her life. And in that moment that she now goes to get some water, she meets this prophet Elijah, and what happens is that her whole life is turned or transformed in just a moment. And what changed was nothing. The only thing that changed was just the miraculous power of God just moving on her behalf. She still had that same little flour, that same little oil, but that little bit of flour and oil was enough not just for that day, but also just to sustain them for the rest of the time that the famine was going on. And so what I want to actually encourage everyone with our dose of spiritual wellness, as you can see the topic of the video is as well, is that your little bit is enough. You know, we can look at our lives sometimes and we can have these big dreams and big goals, which there's nothing wrong with that. But because of the size of our goals and dreams and what we desire to have in our lives and what we desire to accomplish, is that we can look at our right now and we can feel like it's not enough. But that's totally not the case. The little bit that you have right now is enough to get you started and to not only sustain you, but allow you to be able to thrive as well. So if you just have a little bit of hope, that's enough to get started. You don't need to have a great, big, large chunk of hope or faith in order to move forward with your life when it comes to, healing from disappointment or rejection or pain that you have. If you just have a little bit of a vision that your life can be better than what it is now, that's enough to take the first step in order to improve your life. Whether that's, finally taking care of, any credit issues that you have so you can become financially stable. You just need to take that first step of getting your credit report print out and making that first call to an accountant or a credit analyst, someone who can assist you, with being able to get your finances in order. Let's say if you desire to go back to school and, you want to get additional certifications, degrees, or licensures, and it may seem impossible right now because let's say you've been affected by the pandemic right now and you're unemployed. All you need to do is take that first step of getting the information, find out what the application process is, and then you may find out that there's financial assistance that you weren't even aware of as well. Let's say if you want to start a business, but you have no idea where to start. All you have to do is just take that one little step, go to the SBA.gov website, start to get the information, and to go from there, or to follow someone online who's doing something in the same industry that you're interested in. Let's say you're dealing with a physical ailment or an illness. All you have to do is take that first step, with being able to, take control of your diet and getting up and moving a little bit more and trying to, put in place like an exercise routine. And you don't have to start out with P90X, if you haven't worked out in a while. P90X is a little crazy. I haven't even tried it yet. But you can start off with just walking, just 30 minutes a day. All it takes is just one step, and that one step is going to turn into more steps. And once you do your part, then God will come and he will do his part as well. The Bible tells us that faith without works is dead. And so it's great to have faith in God, but that faith means nothing if it doesn't influence you or put you into the move or into the place to actually take action and to do something about your faith. If you're having any type of turmoil or issues within your life, and it seems like you will never get out of this cycle of just anger and pain and disappointment, all it takes is just one step, one piece of hope, one vision to be able to see that your life can totally be in a different place than what it is now. And then 6 months from now, even a year from now, your life can completely transform, do a total 180, and you wouldn't even recognize just the person that you are then, because when you look back to who you are now, you didn't even see that this was possible. And so your little bit is enough. You don't need to have $1 million in order to be successful. You don't need to have, Oprah as your best friend in order to be able to get your own dream that you may have about creating your own network. All it takes is the little bit that you have now. Your little bit is enough. Your little bit is all it takes to pave the path for the miracle that you are believing God for. So your little bit is enough. All right, to the ladies of the self-care group, we definitely look forward to seeing you later on in the week. For those of you who are not a part of the group, if you would like to join us for our weekly virtual support group, I do that with Sherry Wherry, who is the executive director of the RS Counseling and Wellness Center. You can register at the link below in this video. I'll make sure to include that in the caption. And then on Saturdays, we also have a Small Business Saturday videos where we post information and tips about how you can start or maintain your business as well. Sharia also has a broadcast that she does during the week called Walking with Sharia. And so it's a way for you to be able to be active, but also to have these great conversations about self-care tips as well. So make sure that you have your notifications on for the Facebook group. For those of you who are not part of the group and would like to participate in the free virtual support group that is Thursdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can definitely be a part of that and actually watch the broadcast through Zoom. But make sure that you just keep in contact, take care of yourself, make yourself a priority even as you are taking care of others as well. So have an amazing week, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye.